All right, it's Curtis Mack. Today I'm going to be talking with Saunders in regards to China banning hip hop culture from broadcast television.
Hello?
Andre, I wanted to get your opinion on what China's doing right now. You're familiar with what they did with hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your take on that, man? What do you think about China banning hip hop culture from television?
I don't agree with it. I'm not. I understand like when they want to send certain type of messages, but I feel like it's ways to work around it per se. And I feel like hip hop. Actually, I believe last year hip hop was rated as the highest form of music.
It's such an influential it's such an influential genre of music.
Yeah, and it was talking about the culture, so I feel like hip hop music is a culture. So
yeah, within
itself,
like
shut a lot of people out.
All right, so China's media regulation has banned the country's top hip hop artists from appearing on television, saying the music genre represents non-mainstream culture, and that is decadent. There were two Chinese artists that have already been removed from the scene, and that is Mao Youngyi and Wang Hu.
I don't agree with it personally, especially because first off, it's probably impacting a lot of people and is bringing in a lot of revenue. And our culture is like one of the most influential. So like I understand you want to portray certain like images, or like when the NBA had the dress code, like I understand certain things. You can clean it up, but you can't just ban it all together.
They're basically saying they don't want anyone representing a culture that's non-mainstream. Nobody with tattoos, nobody like with a criminal history or a background, or anybody that doesn't.
But hip hop is mainstream. Hip hop is mainstream. I feel like though Drake, he breaks records all the time. He's mainstream. He's a pop artist as well as a rapper. He got tattoos. That don't mean that he's not a good person or that his image is bad or any of that. So I don't agree with that.
And that's basically they're censoring, and which United States does too. People might not know this, but United States censors any material if it's obscene, a threat to national security, or will cause national violence. Those are the three things.
I can see something like that, something negative come from it. I can definitely see that, but just because the person has a tattoo doesn't mean that something is going to freak out from that.
We'd have to look at the crime rate now, and then look at the crime rate in maybe a year after after this has been in there for a year. But do you think this is going to be an influx of marketing and maybe some even productions and some work in studios, everything that comes with the hip hop culture? Do you think that's going to come here from China?
Yeah, I feel like if people can't do it over there, they will come over there. Especially if that's how they. Yeah, I think music is some people's lifestyle, how they provide for their family. So if you can't do that over there, I'm pretty sure you're gonna come to a place you can do it. Especially in like today's age where it's more accessible, or like even like UK music has become bigger. So you'll see some of those artists breaking out over here, or like a lot of Toronto artists is breaking out over here. Like I'm pretty sure that will start happening. I just personally don't necessarily agree with it. I agree to some of the ideas they have make sense as far as not wanting to promote negative messages, or they want it to be like, some of that is fine, but I feel like it's a certain limit that you have to find a balance. I want people to think correctly.
Are they going to ban online content? They probably can't, but on television, they're just trying to control what the majority of the people are consuming. And that's so crazy that they zero in on hip hop culture right now, because hip hop culture, it was something that was only with, if you listen to hip hop back in the day, you were among a few, it depends where you grew up, but you were among a few people, whether it was a couple hundred or, maybe just a couple in general, that listened to hip hop, but now it seems like hip hop's, attached itself into every genre of music, you know what I mean? And every single song that comes out nowadays has a rap version and it has a normal version.
Yeah.
For them to zero in on that, that's how you know it's making an impact, you know what I mean? And that's how you know, that if you're in the hip hop culture right now, if you're from the hip hop culture and you're in the industry right now and you're coming up and you're making money, you're doing it right, because that's what's in right now. And don't let anybody tell you different, because that's what's in right now. Hip hop culture.
I agree.
So speaking of hip hop, give the album a shout out.
This is Saunders, just telling y'all to go check out my new album, Moments, which is available on Apple Music, Tidal, iTunes, Spotify, whatever streaming service you have. Go check that out.
And you can follow him on Instagram.
Andre S_1220.
There you go. All right, so this is Curtis Mack, and I'm here with
Wavy, Davy, yeah.
And your man Jerald from Brooklyn, New York.
basically China put somewhat of a ban or like a censorship on hip hop culture or anything kind of related to hip hop culture.
Hella wild.
Yeah, insane. So I want to get you guys' feel on it because first of all, tell me what you do.
Me, I'm an artist. I'm a creator. But I come from a hip hop background.
I am an on-air personality from a community organizer, artist manager, a whole bunch of other frivolous titles.
Nice. Okay, and then so how do you guys feel? We'll start off with you.
I think it's lame because they know it's the strongest culture in the world. They're being very subliminal with like the words that they're using. They're not just saying like flat out hip hop. They're not even saying hip hop. It's just everything that describes hip hop.
Yeah.
It's the unity because they see how strong it is.
Yeah, like actors, they're saying, you can't have maybe like a criminal background or like you can't like have too many explicit tattoos or whatever it may be. But I'm not sure, Joe.
I think it's deeper than surface level. Obviously, they're correlating hip hop with a particular culture and the way that America portrays it. So the negative connotation behind it is, when you think of hip hop, just because there isn't a large black population in China.
Okay.
They don't typically see black people on a regular basis, so they only get their idea, for the most part, from the music. If you can think about, what a lot of the subject matter in hip-hop is, current hip-hop rap, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's low or vulgar. It can be, so.
Very explicit. Very explicit. When it basically, pop music in general is sex, drugs, and, partying,
It's just about having fun.
Yeah,
it's that too, but that's just the basis
yeah.
of American culture, like, violence, sex, money, greed. It's like, it's just, this shit would still be around if there was no hip hop. Like the movies, the Terminator didn't have a hip hop.
Do you think hip hop's just a product of that?
A product of society? Oh yeah, definitely. It has to be because if it's just different. It's different now because it's on a larger scale than what the origins were.
Definitely, it's changed a lot. So people don't realize. Like it comes from it was made out of nothing. Hip hop was. It was made out of frustration.
Yeah. And struggles.
It's basically the blues, low key. Like when you think about it, but like it's so powerful. It changes people's lives. Like it unifies the world.
Yeah, and what Jim Jones said, the rappers, it's subliminal. They really, it's like they use it to vent, in a way.
I'm very subliminal with my music.
Yeah. So in general, do you think there's going to be an influx of maybe Chinese?
Oh, they're already rebelling.
Really?
The kids, yeah. They like if you look at, they have tweets that like, yo, China's wild. Like they're basically saying that China's wilding, but like they're like, this is not right. You can't do this to the people. You can't do this to us.
So in general, do you think there's going to be a big a push of maybe Chinese hip hop or that?
Oh, there already is
over in the United States.
Yeah, you check out 88 Rising.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
give them a shout out.
Yeah, shout out 88 Rising. Out in New York, it's a Japanese owned, but he's putting on a lot of hip hop acts, Asian. He's getting them together with American artists. So like they have tracks with 21 Savage, Trippie Redd, a whole lot of other people, Bauer, all that type of stuff. But like they getting millions plus views. Like they're popping, and like they work with the Higher Brothers in China.
Yeah.
Which is like the Ray Shermer of
I gotcha.
China. And, like they're popping over there. So like, and they just did a Sprite commercial like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So
even the rappers, like everybody is like. So I don't think this is gonna work, honestly.
What do you think's gonna happen? What do you guys think's gonna happen?
If you go to Hong Kong, like Hong Kong's totally different. It's like I have friends that like live out there and they went to school out there. I lived in Tokyo and my family's from Miyako-jima. I'm half Japanese, half black. But it's like when you go overseas, you see the influence. Like I know every time I go, I think I'm a celebrity, and I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because
just because
they're not used to seeing people like us.
Yeah.
For real.
Americanized, Yeah.
Right.
Jerald, you want to touch base on it?
I mean, I think there's definitely going to be an outcry as far as like the people who are true fans to the, the music and not just said lifestyle that they are associating it with. Yeah, that is a part of hip hop and rap, but it's not limited to that. Like DJ, he dances. The people out there that are big on the older stuff, the stuff that's not considered vulgar, whatever. It's actual a cultural thing, you know, they're into it. But I think, you know, on their end, in my mind, maybe they want to keep their tradition the same. They don't want it to become too Western. Definitely. Maybe that's a factor in it. I mean, I haven't lived in China. I don't know how westernized China is, but I'm pretty sure it's getting there or it has gotten there.
Oh, no, they're communists.
Right.
But you can't fight change, you know. You could try to control it, but that's even worse.
Right, yeah, because eventually it's going to be a tipping point. So like,
we're going through crazy times right now, you know. It's just it's a renaissance. We're in a renaissance era right now, so there's going to be rebellion.
Yeah, but I was saying, you know, this just goes to show that, you know, hip hop culture it's grown, you know, it's came to be, you know, not only commercialized but like understood, professionalized and recognized, and some people are like just not having it, you know, and if you're in it right now, I think you're in the right department. You know, if you're in show business in general, you know, any type of media production, I think you're in the right department nowadays, because that's what's in.
Oh yeah, it's crazy how commercialized and how accepted it has become. Like, I'm watching the NBA game, I'm seeing the Migos at the halftime and doing commercials like Nike, and Culture 2 is on the way. I'm like, yo, this is big bugs.
And the word you use
back to like the 90s, 80s era. It's like a new.
The word you used was accepted, and I really like that. And I think that's what it is. Society's accepting it.
Right.
Yeah, and then
especially
China's
American
not.
society. Yeah, everybody's going with it, and they're like, hey, because everybody's economy is eating off of hip hop.
That's
right.
right.
If you were to take hip hop, the economy would be effed up right now.
Yeah, they're probably increasing car sales, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, all this kind of stuff. They're generating a lot of revenue. They're stimulating the economy like crazy. And then, you know,
watch, they're going to ban it, but it's just going to go. It's still going to keep going underground.
I'm not too familiar with the regulations, but like online content, you know, YouTube and stuff like that. Do you think that's going to be hindered too?
They can hinder that, can't they? I've seen, I don't know, I think it's like copyright laws will play an effect to it, but like a certain video will be released to a certain label, like, oh, this content isn't available in North America.
Yeah. So it all depends like where you're at. Like if you're in mainland China or like Hong Kong, like they're two totally different places. Like people don't realize this, but China I want to say it's bigger than the U.S.
Okay.
China is like land wise is bigger than the U.S. So.
Yeah.
Imagine like so it's just like over here for real.
Google that shit because I can't say
it's just more. It's just more advanced.
Nice.
In the sense of like far as like they're built, but like they still have country rural areas.
I know they have a high population.
No, China is big as.
I know they have the population is more than us too. I'm not saying they're wrong.
I
just know that for a fact.
And their cities are more populated, and they have more populated cities. A lot of stuff, you know, made in China. A lot of things you see, okay?
With China.
Okay, so a lot of people. So with this push of like, you know, immigration of hip hop culture from that, you know, from China and stuff, do you think they're also going to bring over new technologies, in that department? Mm-hmm. Like, who knows what they're using to record? You know, maybe they might be more advanced than us. Do you think that's, you know, something that's?
It's honestly the same. Cause I've been to Asia. We're the same.
Okay,
we're neck and neck for real.
Look, I don't know if
China's bigger than the U.S.
No, yeah, I just googled it.
Look at that. Yo, shout out to China. Yo, shout out to Hire Brothers. Yo, like they're killing it in China. What is
our relationship with China?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know how our relationship is, but I like.
Oh yeah, well, China has
China has dope b-boys.
We're definitely in depth.
They have dope
China.
breakdancers in China.
So remember that song by Jen? Y'all gonna learn Chinese?
Yeah.
He knew that like we're gonna be in debt. Like one day we're gonna get invaded by China.
Yeah, that's basically what the song was about.
That's what I'm saying.
That's messed up. Well, that's probably why they're not airing it.
Yeah, that's one. I don't know, but
you know, so that's kind of it. All right.